Good afternoon. My name's Miss Bilby and I'm going to be walking through how to focus on reading skill number 1, which is to understand, describe or retrieve information, events or ideas from text, and use quotations and reference to text. So, first of all, we've got an extract here. It's from Deepwater by Anne Turnbull. The first step that I would take when trying to teach the first reading skill is to read through the extract. So whether you've got a group of students or you're working with somebody at home, making sure that we are first just taking the time to read through that extract to make sure that we understand the words that are in the extract, that we don't need any support with the vocabulary. Second, once we've done that, I would look at the focus of the question. So the question we have for this extract that I've come up with is, how is John's moral dilemma presented in this extract? So we need to make sure that before they answer the question, they are aware of what a moral dilemma is. So for me, I would explain what a moral dilemma is, ask students if they know what it is beforehand, and then say it's when you have a choice between what is right to do and what is the right thing to do, and perhaps what is the easier thing to do, or whether what is the thing to do to support your friend in this. Once you've done that, I would then read through the extract again, and whilst I was reading through it, I would ask students to take 2 highlighters if they've got them. If they don't, it's absolutely fine. And with 2 highlighters, I would ask them to highlight what would make John go to school, which is one of his choices, whether it is right for him to go to school, and one that highlights what would make John go with Ryan. So that then you've got 2 sets of quotations for each choice that John needs to make. So, "I'll come with you," said Ryan. "I hate Fridays. We get old freezer bags for maths. We could go over the canal. You know Gaz, fell in last week, nearly drowned." John laughed. Across the road he saw fields, woods, the glint of water. If only he dared. But Mom would find out, and her anger would be terrifying. So if only he dared is a reason for him to go, but Mum's anger is a reason that he should go to school. "You could forge a note," Ryan said. "They never look at those notes." John thought they would at Thomas Crawford School. It was the sort of place where they kept a check on you. So another reason that he should go to school. But the bus wasn't coming. So the bus isn't coming. That's a reason he should go with Ryan. If it doesn't come, he thought, it'll be all right. I can go with Ryan. It won't be my fault. So as though John has no choice because the bus hasn't come, of course he's going to go with Ryan. "This uniform," he said, "I'd have to change." So on the flip side of that, he's not got the right clothing on, so that's a reason he should go to school. "Let's go to your house then." Ryan walked to the curb and stood there grinning. "You coming, or are you scared?" John didn't want to look soft. So he didn't want to look soft, a reason for him to go with Ryan, and Ryan was his only friend. With these quotations, with the information you are retrieving from the text, they should be short, sharp quotations. There's no reason to be highlighting full sentences. It just takes longer for them to write it up as a piece of analysis. So, "I'm coming," he said. They darted across the road and onto the footpath that led to the estate. John heard a familiar sound and looked back. The school bus. If he ran now, would be a reason for him to go to school. He could be across the road and back at the stop in any time. He thought of the boys who made every morning a misery on that bus, Simon Ray and Stephen Coltswood. He followed Ryan. So now you have retrieved the information. You now need to work on how to write it up as a piece of analysis to answer the question, how is John's moral dilemma presented in this extract? So what I would do then is I would model an answer for the students or the student if you're at home. So I'll get a piece of lined paper. And when you're answering this type of question, for the first sentence, you usually copy down parts of the question. So the question is, how is John's moral dilemma presented in this extract? So to start our answer off. Sorry, I'm just making sure that it's focused for you. So it should hopefully come back into focus again in a moment. Sorry. It just means when I'm writing, it usually does. So it would be John's moral dilemma is presented, and then we would look at how his moral dilemma is presented. So for me, I would look at the first quote we've taken, which is "If only he dared." So that's about what John feels in terms of his bravery. So is presented when his courage is questioned. So that is the point that we're making. In the extract, when he says, and then we need to put in our quote, if he only dared. So once I've done that with the students, I would then take a highlighter, if I'm doing it with them sat next to me, or I maybe put them on the board, and I would put some sentence starters on to help them. So John's moral dilemma is presented when, they can use that. In the extract, when he says, they can use as well. So they should then be able to go away, choose one of the other quotations that we've highlighted, and explain how his moral dilemma is presented, whether that is to go with Ryan or to go to school. Thank you very much.